Hello and welcome back to another magazine look back video. This time I'm going to be going to the 8-bit era because it's something that I've not done a video on just yet. So magazine I'm looking back at is a massive favourite of Commodore 64 fans, Zzap 64, or as it's known for this brief period of time, Zzap 64 Amiga. Now, this here is issue 50. For a while, Zzap did cover the Amiga. Obviously, with the Amiga getting more and more popular, it went on to have its own magazines. So obviously the Amiga coverage was eventually dropped again. Zzap just ran for 90 issues, so obviously still quite a while, and still got loads of fond memories now. It was originally done by Newsfield. I got to see a talk by some people who work for Newsfield at what was it? It was Replay Events last August, revival down in Wolverhampton, and it was really a fantastic weekend. Managed to get a couple of issues of Crash magazine signed by some people who worked on it as well, so that was really good. But anyway, enough of that. Just obviously show you what's obviously in the magazine. So on the cover here we've got Speedball. Absolutely fantastic game. I know Speedball 2 obviously took it up to the next level easily, but Speedball, for when it first came out, was a really good game. So straight away we have an advert for Ocean Games. Obviously Ocean very popular back in the 80s and 90s, advertising Dragon Ninja, Robocop, Batman Cape Crusader and Le Mans. Played 3 of those. Again, they were all like on the Atari ST at the time when I was growing up. But on with the magazine. So straight away, like I say, it covers the Amiga as well. So you've got a fair few games mentioned here. Bit of news here on Blood Money. Also, bit of stuff on Xenon 2. And then again, got another James Bond game coming out from the Timothy Dalton era. I know he only did a couple, but there you go. I have picked out a couple of little bits that sort of just jumped out at me. You've obviously got things like, tips pages. Some of the magazine was done in black and white, obviously saved money as well. I know that Ace magazine and Zero, they used to do the same as well. So again, magazines that were going like the late 80s, very early 90s. So we've got maps here for Saboteur 2. What else? A game I'm absolutely terrible at. It's basically R-Type. Now, I'm not great at shoot 'em ups. I've not really got the hand and eye coordination. But when I see things like this in the old magazines, it's just an entire layout of a level. So you've got a bit of an idea of where to go, what's to come, everything like that. It's such a good idea. But you don't need that nowadays, because now you're just going to basically go on YouTube, search for a game you want, and someone will have done a playthrough and probably completed it on 1 credit or, a couple of lives, which is absolutely amazing. Something I could only dream about doing. Also, the last bit of tips really, another part of a guide for Zzap McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders, a game that I absolutely love. Obviously fantastic point and click adventure. For anyone who's seen the video that I did of looking around the games room, which I'm in now, well, up here on this side I've got my Zzap McCracken poster, because I absolutely used to love playing that as a kid. And then we have got the advert here for Speedball. Let's say, it was obviously a great idea and everything based on a rollerball. It's just, I see it now and I think, you know what though, it's just all about Speedball 2, I've not played the original Speedball for quite some time now. Anyway, moving on. We've got an advert here for Renegade 3. Never actually played it. I know it got absolutely slated. And then next to it you've got, again, the first game in the Xenon series, which we rated 70% now. Again, that came with my Atari ST, and that's the only machine that I ever played it on. And then we've actually got the Commodore 64 review of Speedball. So looking at this, I've not played it on the Commodore 64. It does look quite good. They've given it 90%, so obviously featured game of the month. You've got quite a few of the staff here discussing it, what they think. 90% obviously highly recommended there. And then a couple of other games, smaller reviews here. You've got Steve Davis World Snooker, 75%. Bio Challenge, I don't know what that is. That was on the Amiga. Shoot 'em Up by Delphine Software, who obviously went on to do Flashback. And then one that I have played quite a bit, Rockstar Ate My Hamster, which was an absolutely fantastic game. That is something that I do want to, get for my Commodore 64 and play it again, because it's just been so long. But it's only been given 50%, so maybe basically my memories of it are sort of like, looking back with rose-tinted glasses. It has been definitely a long time since I played it. I must be going back about 20, probably about 20 years. Then we've got, just run through a bit of this. Power Drone on the Amiga, which we're given 93%. Now, obviously, that still looks good. One of the early Amiga games as well. And then we've got Petland on the Amiga as well, which I only gave 52%. I've still got this on my Commodore 64. I've not played it for a long time, so I can't, comment if it's held up or not. A little bit further, Real Ghostbusters on the Commodore 64. Never actually played that one. Gave that 67%, so still not too bad really. Just moving on. Got a poster in the middle, like a lot of magazines used to have. Put it on your wall and everything. My wall when I was growing up just had so many posters all over it. Like bands, games, and everything like that. So this Forgotten Worlds, which is reviewed later on in the magazine. Then we have got the usual thing of the letters. Something that I absolutely love looking back on. Just see what people are saying, for what's coming out at the time, what I think of the magazine and stuff like that. Just moving on a little bit. Page advert here for the Atari ST, done by Silica. Obviously that was really, really popular, Silica. And in my eyes, the Atari ST was quite popular, but I know a lot of people don't really agree with me on that one. Selling the Explorer pack there for £260. Plus that, £300, with a built-in 1 meg disk drive, which sounds like absolutely nothing now, just like 1 meg. Here we've got showing its age as well, and page there showing Gilbert the Alien from I think it was Get Fresh. Just about remember that. Spent a lot of time watching things like the kids TV and stuff, and I think it was Get Fresh as well that had the phone in type challenge, or the guest challenge, where they did plays then on as well. Then you've got a few budget games here, so again smaller reviews. You've got Tetris there, 98%, which I know Tetris is an all-time classic, but god, that's high. It really, really is. And then next to it you've got Manic Miner, which are given 95%. So just moving this on a little bit. This one's in black and white, so it might be quite hard to see, but it's the review of the first Police Quest game by Sierra, and that's on the Amiga. Now, obviously I spent a lot of time on Leisure Suit Larry then, but the Police Quest, Space Quest and King's Quest series all, were really popular and went on to, do quite a lot of sequels. So just to move on slightly to the other big featured game, and that is Forgotten Worlds, which basically we've done a joint review, the Commodore 64 version and the Amiga version. I think from the screenshot you'll be able to guess which is which. But then again, saying that, there's still no, that is the Amiga. I just thought that was oh god, I thought that was going to be a Commodore 64 shot there down at the bottom. But then, like I say, we reviewed it on cassette and disc. But again, they've both rated really, really highly. 93% for the Commodore 64 version and 97% for the Amiga. I can't really remember playing Forgotten Worlds. I know you can get it on the Mega Drive, I seem to remember. But yeah, it's just something I've never actually got around to playing. And obviously it's, you know, like the whole shoot 'em up type thing again, so maybe that's why it's not something that I'm rushing out to play. And then to balance up the Atari ST picture, there we have got the Amiga deals there, £346.95 plus VAT, £400 for an Amiga 500 with Trivial Pursuit. And then you've got something that came with so many different deals, these 10 star packs, which obviously had quite a few games. Games they've chucked in there are Barbarian, Buggy Boy. Buggy Boy was absolutely great. I got that with my ST. A game called Insanity Fight, Mercenary Comp, Terrapods, done by Psygnosis, Thundercats, Whizball, Ikari Warriors, Art of Chess, and Amigas, which looks like Arkanoid. So, you know, you got a bit of a starter pack there for your Amiga. But like I say, this still seemed like, well, for my point of view, but this is just before the Amiga really started getting popular, because as soon as you hit the 90s then, it was just like classic after classic, and, you know, at some point we'll have a look at some of those games as well. Final big review, got to be mentioned here, and it's on the Amiga. Kickoff 1, giving it a massive 96%. So that's still held in very high regard now, definitely. And really, that's just a quick look at issue 50 of Zzap. Stay tuned for more videos. It's like I say, it's not just going to be me talking about magazines. We'll also talk about games. I'll also be talking about any sort of like retro documentaries and things like that. So, you know, mix it up as much as I can. And see you soon.